Big India Today exclusive. First reaction of the opposition speaker's pick, Suresh, as he speaks to India Today, says the government breaking the convention of Lok Sabha. It's the norm that the deputy speaker's post should ideally go to the opposition. NDA not ready to give the deputy speaker's post to the opposition. Therefore, the opposition is now compelled to contest because of government's attitude, blaming this entirely on the government, saying that they have decided to violate the convention, which usually hands over the deputy speaker's post to the opposition. Remember, initially, Om Birla, without any conflict, was supposed to be nominated as the Lok Sabha speaker. Voting was never on the cards, but it appears that the actual meeting between the opposition and the government, the NDA and the opposition, both, while they had that meeting, could not come to a consensus on the deputy speaker's post. And therefore, in return, the opposition says, since you're not giving us the deputy speaker's post, and there's no decision on that yet, we are going to field our candidate for speaker's position and ensure there is a fight for the speaker's post. And ideally, Om Birla, who was supposed to be nominated, will now likely face an election. 11 a.m. tomorrow, it will be Om Birla versus K. Suresh. K. Suresh of the opposition has spoken to India Today. Let's listen in.
What led to this situation of breaking of convention, sir?
That our leader, you have to, our Congress party official spokesman will brief you.
All right, we've got many angles of K. Suresh reiterating this multiple times that the government has gone against convention. The norm usually is the opposition gets the deputy speaker's post. This hasn't happened, and because of government's attitude, we've decided to contest. Ashutosh, who's still with us. Ashutosh, give us more on the affairs that will transpire tomorrow. 11 a.m., it will be a voting for the speaker, an unprecedented development that we haven't seen for over a decade now.
That's exactly, it looks like unprecedented. Yes, it has been in the past, but why it looks like unprecedented? Because you have never seen this in the recent times. And for 10 years, we have seen a different opposition, we have seen a different government, we have seen a different way of parliamentary functioning. But this time, the total picture has changed, and it's all about because of the number games that both sides has, both the treasury and the opposition. And clearly, when I say that this is all about not only the optics, not only about messaging, but also the messaging between the opposition and the government. There is no enmity, but no rivalry. But the parliamentary tradition, if there is an opposition and the government, both sides will show their strength and unity and the power. So NDA putting up a candidate, if they say that they will reconsider or will consider the demand of the deputy speaker, later again the opposition has very much its own parliamentary right in saying that since it has been norms, it has been tradition, why not follow? Let's have a consensus on each other. So if the opposition, if the BJP or the NDA blames the opposition not putting up a condition to support the speaker, which is against the norm, the opposition has the same right to say that it is the government which is putting up a condition that you support now. We will think about that later. Since there is no consensus, the government is not agree, the treasury bench is not ready to support deputy speaker for the opposition not ready to support the speaker of the government, of the treasury benches. So yes, there will be interesting election. It will be matter of minutes. It will be concluded in less than 30 minutes, and more likely the NDA will have its speaker they have a number, and specifically the largest partner, which are the JDU and the TDP and all other smaller alliance parties who have extended their support for the NDA candidate. But given the way the opposition have decided to give a fight, it all started from a verbal spat on the pro tem speaker, and now virtually. And remember, this is also a parliamentary convention. Contesting speaker's election in the House is also part of the parliamentary convention and the tradition. And, this will be reflected on tomorrow. Maybe it will be a matter of few minutes, but a lot of messaging will be done through, these proceedings that opposition is not ready to bow down before the government. They will not just agree on anything, on perhaps everything. And more importantly, I say the speaker election may not be really that significant, but the messaging that comes out could be more once the the routine house assembles and the routine business begins in the Union Assembly, because then exactly you will see the matter that the government takes up and the issues that the opposition takes up. whether there will be clashes. Now, whether the government gonna same thing that we need a constructive opposition, the opposition will rightly say the constructive opposition is not the convenient opposition. So
Right.
if, the similar, formula will come up. The government agrees on the opposition agenda. The opposition will not also agree on the government agenda until there is some
Correct.
subject where
And
there's a consensus.
this tit
Remember,
for tat
the first
face-off is going to continue until the elections will put it to rest. That's 11 a.m. tomorrow.